That's why we have these happy times. He gives us, a day of gladness. At the same time, we can't forget about being righteous and being wicked. He said, Isaiah 1 and 20, but if you refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. That's what's happening to us right now. For the mouth of the Most High has spoken it. See, so Isaiah 60 chapter. Because you have people they really, really think that they're going to bring forth this. But listen to what it says. Isaiah 60 and 21. Most I said, thy people also shall be all righteous. We're going to be righteous, y'all. We're going to be following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. 1/3. They shall inherit the land forever. Say, will inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting. You hear that? This is the Most High planting us in our land. The work of my hands. Not no man's hands. But the work of the Most High's hand. That I may be glorified. So you got to hear the glory of the Most High. Anyone that claimed that they planting themselves in the land, Most High, listen for this. Most High did it. Most High, glory to the Most High. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Because the Most High said, this is what he going to do. And when he plant us in the land, we're going to be all righteous. The righteous going in there. A little one shall become 1,000. So little one gonna become 1,000. Gonna have 1,000 babies. And a small one, a strong nation. I, the Most High, will hasten it in his time. In his time. Not in man's time. Follow man if you want to. Most High said he gonna put us in our land. Let's go Isaiah 1 and 10. Isaiah 1 and 10. Hear the word of the Most High, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our power. Ye people of Gomorrah, you hear what he said? Give ear to the law of such commandments of the Most High. America. Because ain't no country like America. Let's go to Deuteronomy 32 and 32. Deuteronomy 32 and 32. Hear the word of the Most High. For their vine, let's read verse 31. For their rock is not as our rock. Their rock is not as our rock. Even our enemies themselves being judges. Hear that? Their rock is not like our rock. Even our enemies being judges. You know? Our rock is shown here in 1 Corinthians 10 and 4. And did all drink the same spiritual drink. Coming out of Egyptian captivity, all 12 tribes. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed him. And that rock was a Mashiach. See? So-called black man. Very dark skinned, blue black man to tell you, like, feel like it's a fine brass if it burned in the furnace. What color is ash? It's black, y'all. It's black. Black is where it's at. But they got black get back. But black is where it's at in the eyes of the Most High. Mashiach said, he said what? Philip said, hey, show me the Father. See how long I've been with you, Philip? You see me? You see the Father. You see me? You see the Father. He had hair of wool. Most I had pure wool, woolly hair. As it is written. So, this is a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. I got to keep putting it in your face. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Caesar Borgia. I see the post where either my lady was saying, yeah, y'all got him, you got all y'all food. So y'all got him set up as your savior. So he had sex with his sister Lucretia and killed his brother. That's what she said. You get that series on Showtime called The Borgias. Borgias. I mean, our people are just, I don't know, it's like, someone was telling me today, they just love to be dumb. Just love to not really care, not really want to have more knowledge so you can know that you're not in darkness, you're not ignorant, you're not confused, you're not being played, man. Look, Deuteronomy 32 and 31. For their rock is not as our rock. You see, that's two different rocks, man. Our spiritual rock is Mashiach Yahushua. Even our enemies themselves being judges. Our enemies being judges over us. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. But it's letting you know, it's like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's right here in America. Their wine is the poison of dragons. So now he's giving you a little clue of what we know already on a high level. Those that can recognize dragon, poison of dragons, and the cruel venom of apes. That's venom of serpents or snakes, right? And we know, go to Revelations, to the last book of the Bible, Revelations 12:3. Then we're going to jump up to verse 9. And there appeared unto another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. See? But it's poisonous. Red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. This is the 7 leading empires of the Edomite nation: the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, the British. The 10 horns are the EEC, the European Economic Community, or the European Community that support the 7 heads. Now verse 9, so we see that dragon is red. Remember said, their vine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of apes, the cruel venom of poisonous snakes, serpents. Listen, Revelation 12:9. And the great dragon, we know it's red, was cast out. And that's going to give us different names for this red dragon that we read about in verse 3. And we're reading about it in Deuteronomy 32 and 33. And the dragon, the great dragon, was cast out, that old serpent, see? See, I got dragons and serpents together, poisonous snakes, poisonous serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. Hear that? Deceive the whole world. That's why we've been lied to. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Oh yeah. Future battle. Going back to Deuteronomy 32. Verse 33. Their wine is the poison of dragons. Their wine is the poison of dragons. And the cruel venom of apes. Dragon and serpent go right together. Is not this laid up in store with me and sealed up among my treasures? To me belongeth vengeance, and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. So they're gonna slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste, coming quickly. This is prophecy. It's gonna come quickly. For the Most High shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. When he seeth that their power is gone, we don't have any power. He see our power is gone. Who's standing up for us? Where our leaders at? And there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, where are your gods? Where are their gods? You want to believe in the way of the heathen? You'll say, where are their gods that they trusted in? Where are their gods? Their rock in whom they trusted. See, our people trust in the same rock as our enemies. This is what they believe in. Where your rock that you believe in? Or there's cobblestone, you look at it how you want to. Buddha, any other religion that they're set up, the Most High didn't set up. Say, where your rock that you believed in? You trusted. Which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise up and help you and be your protection. This is serious. He already talked about America, you know, the conditions in America, of how they have it set up like Sodom and Gomorrah, and we just read how it's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. They say, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise up and help you and be your protection. We know we need protection. But if you're not going to the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, really loving him, how he loved you. That's what I want to understand. How he loved you and you don't even know him, don't even care about him. You care about yourself. Everything, mostly everyone's idea of dealing with who they call God is what he gonna do for me. But what about what he says for him? Do this for me. How much do you care about him? He said he cried a couple of times. Can you imagine him crying all over the world? It's raining all over the world. Everywhere it's raining. Most High crying for our wretched butts. And here we are on this earth in these last days, only considering ourselves. That's why he say, you might be your own power. When you look in the mirror, you might be your own power. Ain't no power but you. Like I'm telling the story of the Pharisee and the publican. He praying. He said he praying to himself. You realize that? He just said he ain't hearing your prayer. He turned his head. He turned his eyes away from you. When you hold your hands up, he ain't hearing you. This is serious. This is serious. You gotta hear it, because if I just bring the gladness of everything being so happy and everything, you're not gonna really ever want to repent. What are you gonna repent for if you feeling good and you think everything's cool with you being wicked as you are? Which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings. Let them rise up and help you and be your protection. You better know who I'm talking about. He says, see now that even I am he, and there is no power with me. You're going to put no power with the Most High. He said, I kill and I'll make alive. And I did a lesson on the Most High get our attention, Israelites, Hebrew Israelites' attention with death. He said, I kill and I'll make alive. There was no power with me. He said, I kill and I'll make alive. I wound. Somebody wounded, he did it. You better think about it. Most High wounding you, why? I know I always thought about it. Man, I'm being dealt with. He said, I wound and I heal. You be healed, all praise to the Most High. You wounded, all praise to the Most High. But you got to think about what it is that you can do to repent. Regardless, you still got to repent. Ask for forgiveness for the things that you thought wrong, the things that you said that was wrong, the things that you looked at was wrong, things that you act upon that's wrong. He said, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Hear what he said? Ain't nobody gonna be able to deliver you out of his hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I wet my glittering sword, so he got a glittering sword, a sword that's shiny. If mine hand take hold on judgment, he said, I'll come after your butt. He said, I will render vengeance to mine enemies. Do y'all realize this world have you so set up to love it and gotta have something that pleases you, that fits into this world, that the Most High count you as his enemy. James 4 and 4, James 4 and 4. James 4 and 4. You adulterers and adulteresses. You done been an adulterer. As men going against the Most High's rules and regulations. And men sleeping with other married women and adulteresses. Women that's married, going outside of their marriage, sleeping around with another men. Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? That make you be at war with him. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power now. But he said, you a friend of the world, friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. So you're a friend of this world, you're the enemy of the Most High. Well, we got to separate ourselves from this. Look. Deuteronomy 32:41. If I wet my glittering sword, and mine hand take hold on judgment, so if I wet my glittering sword, he already told you, I kill and I'll make alive, I wound and I heal. And mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to who? To mine enemies, and will reward them that hate me. You hear that? He gonna render vengeance to his enemies and reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captives, from the beginning of revengers upon the enemy. Hear that? He gonna get them. He said, rejoice, O ye nations, with his people. They ain't doing that. They doing their own thing. For he will avenge the blood of his servants. He gonna avenge our blood. That's what they're afraid of. But they looking at us to do it. Oh no, but you gotta deal with the Most High and his angels that's on this earth first. That's what they gotta deal with. That's why I say, rejoice, O ye heaven, ye nations, with his people. That's gonna be a remnant of the people. That's gonna be of all nations that gonna make it to work in the kingdom for the Most High and Mashiach Abishai and the 12 tribes of Israel, as it is written. So we say, rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. He will avenge our blood. The 12 tribes of Israel are the servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries. That's his enemies. And will be merciful unto his land and to his people. You will never find where the Most High say you have mercy on anyone but the Israelites. I know this. Future prophecy, Isaiah 14:1. The ultimate mercy. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. So don't let nobody tell you that you're going to follow them to be set in their land. He said the Most High going to set us in our own land. It's the second time we done read that. The Most High is planning that he may be glorified, right? We just read that in Isaiah 6th chapter. But the Most High will have mercy on Jacob. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve. And will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. These other nations, they strangers, they're going to be joined with us. and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So I heard someone saying that the strangers are the strangers of Israel. Now let's look at a stranger. Go to 2 Samuel, the first chapter. 2 Samuel, the first chapter. And verse 13. 2 Samuel, the first chapter. Prove who these strangers are. And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? Who are you? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite, Jewish, as we know today. I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. Who is this? Who is Amalekite? I said what I said, let's prove it. Grandson of Esau. Go to Genesis, the book of Genesis, 36. Verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. That's the mountains. When we say Mount, M-O-U-N-T, that's mountains, short for mountain. Mountain Seir. Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Esau is Edom. Esau is Edom. So, the Edomites are the biblical indigenous Caucasians. Their forefathers Esau. So we're here to say a stranger. Who is here? Amalek, right? Or Amalekite. That's what they call as a whole nation. So, verse 12. It says, And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. Esau's son. And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. See? These are the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. So she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. So Amalek, for David to ask him, was his lineage, who is he? And he say in 2 Samuel 1 and 13, and David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? Where are you coming from? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. So Amalekite represents the whole nation. That's what they would be called, Amalekite, or kites. So, and David said unto him, How wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Most High's anointed? So you wasn't afraid to kill the Most High's anointed? You gonna fall on Saul, our first king? And David called one of the young men and said, Go near and fall upon him, kill him. And he smote him that he died. And David said unto him, Thy blood be upon thy head, but thy mouth has testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Most High's anointed. Talking about our first king Saul. So that's the stranger, like it says. That's who the Most High gonna have mercy on, Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Why you gotta set us in our own land? Because we scattered among all these nations. Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. He will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They're going to be cleaving to us. They'll be like, oh man, they're going to cleave to us. They're going to say, oh, we know that the Most High is with you. You got to understand, when you see all the destruction that's going to be done on in this earth, And they're going to be there to be able to witness it. Oh yeah, they're going to be cleaving to us. They're going to say, oh, whew. Please, please, please. They're going to be, like I say, they're going to be cleaving to us. Look at Zechariah 8:23. Zechariah 8:23. Thus said the Most High, power of angels, power of hosts, power of angels, power of armies of angels. Hear the word of the Most High. In those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations. Even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, what? We will go with you. What they say? And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They will say, we'll go with you, for we have heard that the Most High is with you. See? They're going to be holding on to our hem of our fringes. Please, please. What it says, Isaiah 14:1, for the Most High will have mercy on Jacob. It will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers, these other nations, remember these nations are going to be redeemed to go into the kingdom, to do what it says, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Don't say, oh, they're going to grab it to our skirts like we just said. Oh, we know the Most High is with you. That 1/3, the remnant of the 12 tribes of Israel. And the people, the Israelites, shall take them strangers, and bring them to their place. Put them where they're going to be at. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids, men slaves and women slaves. I mean, this is what you are anyway now. We just going to be the new IRS, that's all. Israelites receiving services. Can you relate? You said Internal Revenue Service going to be Israelites receiving services. How long? Forever and ever and ever. That's all. Listen. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. Like you, I possess this shirt. You possess whatever you have. In the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. We're going to take all the nations that's had us in captivity, into captivity. And they shall rule over their oppressors. Hear that? We're going to rule over our oppressors. That's what's promised to us as the Israelites. 1/3 of those that's going to come back to the Most High and do the things that He would have us to do, to be worthy in His eyes, to be part of the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what it behooves anyone to hear my voice, to try and learn how to be righteous in the eyes of the Most High. Or you're going to burn, period. No matter what nation you are, you got a choice to choose life or death. That's everyone that hear my voice. That's all we have a choice of, to choose life or death. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest, Yasharahla, from thy sorrow. When you got these other nations being servants and handmaids, He's going to give us rest from our sorrow and from thy fear. All the time going out, you don't know if you're going to make it back home or not. Your children go out, you be concerned about them. Where they going? It's late. It's dark. You might not make it back. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage, wherein thou was made to serve. You know, it's a hard bondage that the Most High has made us to serve. But He's going to bring us out of it. We're going to come out of it. That's why just in case you think that some going to escape from the verdict that the Most High and the judgment that the Most High have just read, go to Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And all thine adversaries, all our enemies, every one of them, not just a few of them, he said, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they shall spoil, and they that spoil thee, they that done robbed us for everything we have, shall be a spoil. You're gonna be a spoil. They're gonna be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I restore health unto thee. It would say gonna restore health unto us, because we are sick people. And I will heal thee of thy wounds. Remember he said he the one that wound, he the one that healed. So the Most High said, I'm going to heal you of your wounds. Said the Most High, because they called thee an outcast. We at the bottom of the barrel. Nobody comes to us. Saying, this is Zion, this the 12 tribes of Israel, whom no man seeketh after. Thus said the Most High, behold, I will build again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwellings, dwelling places. He already said he's going to have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Have mercy on his dwelling places. And the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. So, it says it's going to be built, right? Who's going to build it? Isaiah 60 and 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. Same stranger we just read in Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Going to be cleaving to us. They're going to be servants and handmaids. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee. That's why he says he's healing us of our wounds, that he smote us with. But in my favor have I had mercy on thee. You hear that? There it is again. Most High going to have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, the things that they making for our kingdom. And that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. They don't want to serve us, they're going to put to death. Like I said, you got a choice to life or death. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So, that's future prophecy. That's why it's so great to be working and operating toward this. Rehearsing the righteous acts, have to have the right mindset to be able to make it there. Go to Psalms 81. Psalms 81 and 1. Sing aloud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the Most High power of Jacob. You should be able to sing loud. Feel good about singing loud. Now, since we know the results of the end results, what we're working toward, if our name's written in the book of life, listen, take a song and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Music, make some music, he's saying. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon. Here he say, blow up the trumpet in the new moon that we in the time appointed, on our solemn feast day. And being righteous, not like those that's doing things and they wicked, but just for the righteous, those that's following the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. They be joyful. And he's not saying, get away from me, the incense and all the new moons and the Sabbaths, all the things that you're dealing with. Because you read how we was like, man, I can't wait till the new moon. Some people are probably just like that right now. Oh, man, it's a Sabbath. I can't go out here and do what I normally do. I got to shut down. Can't wait till the Sabbath's over to do whatever they need to do. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed. That's the first day of the month. Our month. On our solemn feast day. Yeah, that's solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel. It is a statute for us, the Israelites. And a law. This is a law of the Most High power of Jacob. It was a law. It wasn't given during the time of Moses either. Listen. This he ordained in Joseph, when Joseph was in Egypt. Our forefather Joseph was in Egypt for a testimony. When he went out through the land of Egypt, he said, he went to the land of Egypt, out there in the land of Ham, where I heard a language that I understood not. You hear this? He went to the land of Egypt, that's where he was at. Joseph was at, where I heard a language that I understood not. So, when you look at Egyptians having a language and they praying to the Most High, you didn't hear them. He said, I heard a language that, go to Psalms 114. And when he say, whatever they say in, Messiah ain't hearing that. Any nation. He not hearing it. Listen, Psalms 114:1. When Israel went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob, from a people of strange language, he said. A people of strange, he said, I heard a language I didn't understand. Because the Most High, he created all the languages during the time of Babel. He changed the languages so we couldn't communicate with each other. Some terrible languages on this earth, but hey. And it's real because people can look at it all they want to. Well, I'm a Christian, I'm this, I'm that, but the Most High said this. Isaiah 40:17. He said, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing. How can you be less than nothing? You have nothing, and then you have nothing, and then you're less than nothing? How can you be less than nothing? Less than nothing. So what he's saying. So that's why you can say, you understand, well, he had to understand my language. No, he said, hey, he heard a language that he didn't understand. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are accounted to him less than nothing and vanity. So that's why, go to Proverbs 3. It's very important that we understand this, Yasharahla. And 1, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart, which is your mind, keep my commandments. Keep his commandments for length of days, to live a long time. And long life and peace shall they add to thee. See that? For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. It said, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. We know mercy is given, once again, mercy is coming to the Israelites. It said, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. What's on your neck? Your mind. So your neck don't do nothing. Your mind is what the Most High wants. Write them upon the table of thine heart. Here, write them upon the table of your mind. The heart is the mind, the way you think. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of the Most High and man. You hear that? You're going to find favor and good understanding in the sight of the Most High and man. Not only the Most High going to give you favor, but man going to give you favor. That's why I say when you please the Most High, he make even your enemies at peace with you. That's what we want. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It says, trust in the Most High. Have faith in the Most High. Believe in him. With all thine heart, with all your mind, and lean not up to thine own understanding. Don't lean into your own understanding. In all thy ways, in all your ways, acknowledge him. As I said, he come first. In all your ways, acknowledge him. And he shall direct thy paths. He's going to show you the path to go on. Which way to follow. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. Verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that you may live. Hear that? Follow the commandments so that you can live and multiply, have a lot of babies, and go in and possess the land which the Most High sware unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Most High thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness. Hear that? He led us in the wilderness once we came out of Egyptian captivity. Talking about, Joseph in Egypt, he brought forth, ordained the new moons and Sabbaths during the time of Joseph when we was in Egypt. First day of the month, we was having a party, celebrating, feasting. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Most High thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, to know what was in your mind, our minds, whether thou wouldst keep his commandments or no, whether we would keep the commandments or not. And we didn't. See? He said whether we'll keep the commandments or not. That's no, right? Look at the book of Daniel, 9 and 11. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us. The curse that the Most High told us to get us in Deuteronomy 28, 15 on down to 68. The curse is upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, all the things he told us going to do, we'd be disobedient, be rebellious, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. Hear that? We. Just like Ezra said, we have sinned against Daniel. All of the prophets saying, we have sinned against him, as it is this day. And he hath confirmed his words. The Most High is not a man, he should lie. He hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem, upon the Israelites, and the land of Israel, as it is written in the law of Moses. All this evil is come upon us. Yet made we not our prayer before the Most High, our power, that we might turn from our iniquity, we might turn from our wickedness, being wicked, and understand thy truth, understand the Most High's truth, which is his laws, such commandments. Psalms 119, 142, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Therefore hath the Most High watched upon the evil. He watched upon the evil because we brought evil to us. We the ones decided we want to be evil, do evil, and break the laws of the Most High. That's why the Most High said he watched upon the evil that came upon us as a people and brought it upon us. For the Most High, our power is righteous. Hear that? The Most High, our power is righteous in all his works, which he doeth. For we obeyed not his voice. Hear that? We obeyed not his voice. The Most High is righteous in all his doing. What he says he's going to do is righteous. It's a righteous judgment. Oh, yeah. Because he did this to us, the Most High is righteous.